there, it's Carol Marak at carolmarak.com. Welcome to Solo and Smart, my YouTube channel. And today I am going to challenge the data on this particular article that AARP did about, gosh, years ago. I can't remember exactly what date they started publishing and talking about aging in place. And the survey, as it was originally reported, said that's close to 89% of seniors 65 and older want to age at home. And here's a more recent survey that AARP did back in 2018, as you can see here, 2018. And they said that 3 in 4 hope to remain in their home. So that retirees prefer to stay put in lieu of moving to a senior housing, retirement home, assisted living, what have you. However, I just did a Google Trends comparison. And I'm going to show you what I found, and I think it's very interesting because according to Google Trends, I compared aging in place, retirement home, assisted living, senior housing, and tiny houses, because I think these are some of the top searches that seniors look for when they are thinking ahead, looking to move from their current home into a care home or a more safe environment that can keep them as independent and safe as long as possible. Well, come to find out, I think this is very interesting, and I'm sure you will too. As you can see, yellow coded is assisted living. And since 2004, age in place falls way below all the other searches. And assisted living is really the top search term that Google Trends is telling me that people are searching for online. Now, that could be the case, I could be wrong, but I'm just challenging AARP and their data. So if we scroll down to see what states are mostly interested, or where are the people, or in what states do people live in that are most interested in aging in place, the top 5 are Oklahoma, Georgia, Alabama, New Mexico, and Arkansas. The places or the states where interest for retirement homes is Hawaii, Mississippi, District of Columbia, Pennsylvania, and Kansas. And if we go to assisted living, the top states where people live who are interested in that term, assisted living, Idaho, Utah, Wisconsin, Montana, South Dakota. And senior housing would be Hawaii, New Jersey, Connecticut, Vermont, New York. And then last is tiny houses, because that's gaining more popularity. And those states are Vermont, Arkansas, West Virginia, Maine, and Kentucky. So looking back again, just for the sake of challenges, as you can see, tiny houses is starting to gain some momentum, especially in the years of 2014 to 2017. Now, let's go back and look at for the past 12 months and see how all these search terms fall or how they're rated. And here we are again, assisted living is the top one. Senior housing kind of gains ground for the last year. And tiny houses is still up there. However, not as well, running pretty close to senior housing. Certainly, retirement homes is giving tiny houses a run for its money. But isn't this surprising? Age in place is the last one. So I think that's very interesting because according to AARP, most people want to age in place. And that only makes sense, right? It's the least expensive to somewhat degree. I mean, unless if you can take care of yourself at home, sure, it's least expensive. However, if your health starts to fail or your mobility or you become disabled, then home care is much more expensive than living in an assisted living or retirement home. But I want to keep going here because I am going to look at the related queries. And the top query for age in place term is, of course, age in place home care, which makes sense. And then retirement home. The top searches for retirement home is retirement home near me, retirement home jobs, retirement age. Well, now this is interesting. Perhaps this is what's making retirement homes come up in the search results because people are looking for retirement home jobs. I don't know, but it's interesting, an interesting take. And then the top searches for assisted living would be assisted living near me, living facilities, living home, assisted senior living. Now, this is interesting because some people call age in place even assisted living home, meaning that they can find, if they're looking for home care in their homes, then assisted living home is another term that I have discovered that seniors call it. And then senior housing, let's look at that top term, is senior housing low income, senior apartments, senior housing near me, senior affordable housing, and then tiny houses. Let's see what the top searches are for tiny houses. Tiny houses for sale, tiny house, tiny homes, tiny house for sale. Now, I think tiny houses are starting to rise in interest. However, assisted living has taken the cake and has won over age in place for sure. So I ask you, what do you think about that? Do you think people really do want to age in place? I mean, I think so. However, Google Trends is telling me something differently. So I'd like your take on this. What do you think? Thank you for listening. I hope this was enlightening and showing you a different angle to retirement living. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, give it a like, share it with a friend, and circle back in the next day or two. Thank you.